Hello, this is Mark Satterfield, and welcome to the Velvet Rope Playbook. Tonight's chapter, the Gold Digger Playbook. Say the words gold digger, and most people smile knowingly. They picture the young woman on the arm of an older man at a gala, or walking out of a Bentley in Beverly Hills. It's an image wrapped in judgment, gossip, and cynicism. But set aside the stereotypes for a moment. Look closer, and what you'll see is a playbook, a set of strategies about positioning, psychology, and influence. Gold diggers, whether you like them or not, are masters of understanding what the wealthy respond to. And here's the uncomfortable truth: they often succeed where smart, hardworking professionals fail. Why? Because they instinctively know how to make wealthy people feel. And at the highest levels of business, service, and sales, well, that's the game. Think about Ashley Carter, a former model who eventually married a Miami hotel magnate. On paper, your critics dismissed her as a cliche, but what her detractors missed was how she positioned herself. Ashley wasn't selling beauty alone. There are countless beautiful women. She was selling identity. With Ashley on his arm, her husband felt younger, more relevant, more connected to a glamorous social world. That's the first lesson. The wealthy aren't always buying the obvious thing. They're buying what you do for their identity. Lots of people miss this. They sell financial plans, square footage, or consulting hours, but affluent clients don't crave the service itself. They crave how the service makes them feel. If you help them feel secure or elevated or admired, then you're delivering real value. Then there's Jessica Lane, a New Yorker who became a fixture in society circles. Jessica wasn't the most stunning woman in every room, but she mastered visibility. She was photographed at the right galas, seated next to the right donors, and whispered about in the right magazines. Her strategy was simple: be seen where wealth already congregates. That visibility did the heavy lifting. Men with money sought her out. She didn't have to chase. That's lesson number two. Visibility is value. Gold diggers understand that showing up in the right places creates gravitational pull. And it applies to you too. If you want more wealthy clients, you can't sit in your office and wait. You have to appear in their world, at their conferences, on their social platforms, in their conversations. If you're visible, you're viable. Of course, being visible isn't enough. You also have to fit in. That's where Emily Hayes comes in. Emily didn't grow up with wealth. She was from a middle class family in Ohio. But when she married into an old money Boston family, she assimilated seamlessly. She studied etiquette, learned the codes of old wealth, and aligned herself with the right charities. What Emily understood is lesson number three: assimilation matters. The wealthy are comfortable with people who get it. They don't want to explain their cultural codes. They want you to blend. And this lesson is crucial for professionals. If you want to sell to the affluent, you need to learn their language, know the brands, the schools, the clubs, the rhythms. You don't have to be born into their world, but you do have to know how to fit into it. And if you want to learn how to tell stories that signal that you belong in their world, then you need my book, The Velvet Rope Story Selling System. You can get that at getwealthyclients.com. It's a blueprint for crafting narratives that resonate instantly with affluent audiences. That's getwealthyclients.com. But look, assimilation only gets you in the room. To keep your place, you need to offer more. That's what Samantha Blake understood in Los Angeles. She was linked with a film producer nearly twice her age, and she knew looks alone wouldn't keep the relationship. So she created experiences: parties where every guest was carefully chosen, vacations where the details were curated to perfection. She turned life into a stage with herself as the director. And that reveals lesson number four. The affluent don't just want companionship, advice, or services, they want curation. They want someone who makes their world feel orchestrated, elevated, extraordinary. For you, that means don't just deliver the service, design the experience. Whether it's a client meeting, a home showing, or a strategy session, make the process feel curated. That's what they'll remember, and that's what they'll pay for. Finally, there's Rachel Brooks, who spent years in the orbit of a European aristocrat. Unlike Ashley, she wasn't the glamorous face of parties. Unlike Jessica, she wasn't chasing visibility. What Rachel brought was something rarer: empathy. She listened. She understood the pressures her partner faced as the heir to a family legacy. And that's the fifth lesson: empathy is irresistible. Wealthy people are often surrounded by people who want something from them. The one who listens without an agenda becomes indispensable. For professionals, this is perhaps the most powerful insight of all. Don't just talk, don't just pitch. Listen deeply. Make your client feel seen in a world where everyone else sees only their wallet. So now step back and look at the bigger picture. Ashley Carter sold identity. Jessica Lane leveraged visibility. Emily Hayes mastered assimilation. Samantha Blake created curated experiences, and Rachel Brooks offered empathy. Each of them, in their own way, understood something essential about influence. They weren't offering products or policies, they were offering feelings, status, belonging, excitement, and understanding. And that's the true gold digger playbook. It's not about gold, it's about psychology. And it's the same psychology you need to master if you want to attract and keep affluent clients. Because the wealthy will never hire you just for what you do. They'll hire you for how you make them feel. Do you make them feel secure? Do you make them feel more powerful? Do you make them feel admired, understood, and connected? If the answer is yes, they'll stay loyal for years. And if you want to learn how to turn those psychological triggers into stories that sell, well, then you need to get your copy of my latest Amazon #1 best-selling book, Velvet Rope Story Selling, which you can do at getwealthyclients.com. It will show you exactly how to position yourself as the person who makes wealthy clients feel the way they most want to feel. So let's call it like it is. Say what you will about gold diggers. They're controversial, they're judged, they're misunderstood, but they're not amateurs. They know how to position themselves. They know how to get into the right rooms, and they know how to make wealthy people feel a certain way. And that's the part you can learn from. Because if you strip away the gossip and the judgment, what you're left with is a masterclass in psychology, positioning, and influence. And here's the final lesson: the affluent don't buy products or services, they buy dreams, stories, and feelings. And the professionals who win are the ones who understand that truth and deliver on it over and over again. This is Mark Satterfield. Thanks for listening to this chapter of the Velvet Rope Playbook. I'll be back at you soon with something new, but until then, bye for now.